So this has evolved over the various versions of the wheelchair skills test. We've used a 1.5 meter circle. We've used, you can still see the remnants on the floor here, 1.5 meter box. And we keep trying to evolve it and make it simpler. Hopefully we are doing so. But right now for version 5.2, we use two lines shown with the green tape here, each of which is 4 meters long. And so they intersect at the starting point, we'll call that. And then there's at 0.5, 1, 1.5, and 2 meters. There are marks in every direction. So but we'll maybe line you up over the starting point there, Tony. Thank you. So for testing purposes, we're lining Tony up so that the axle of the wheelchair is along one of the lines and that he's straddled over the other line, so it's pretty much bisects him. As far as spotting is concerned, if you've already satisfied yourself that they're reasonably safe from the previous couple of tests, then you can just be somewhere nearby. You don't have to be holding onto a spotter strap the whole time. So the instructions would be, we'd like you to turn yourself around to face in the opposite direction in as small a space as you can. Now, before Tony comes back in the other direction, you'll notice that he's offset from where he started from. So that means he pushed farther forward with one hand than he pushed back with the other. So I'm going to center him up a little bit here. So he's starting in the same starting position, and have come back in the other direction, Tony. Okay, great. And this, I wouldn't have given that feedback between the two, but it's not as much displacement going in this direction. So that would be for testing purposes, and we'll probably give Tony a 2 instead of a 3 because there's a little room for improvement. And he's very smooth and just really has almost like a snap turn with just a single stroke there to get around. So it's really pretty advanced, but we just talk a little bit about if you wanted to minimize your space, how you make sure you come back as equally with one hand and forward with the other. Now, when you're training otherwise, you may start the person off just getting the hang of it, but just these little baby steps forward and backwards, just forward in each direction, yeah. And then gradually increase the scope of those, the extent of them, until you get to the point where you have to allow the hand rooms to slide through your fingers, and you can come right around in a single turn like you did before. Yeah, good. Okay. And we're going to come back and do this in the wheelie position in session number 6. So we talked about looking for unintentional movement to the side, but sometimes the person in the chair might want to move to the side. So as a little training tip, a training variation there, we'll get Tony to just hold this hand still and just move forward with the other hand. Just come right around to you facing this direction. And so he's done a 180-degree turn, but he's also offset himself by the full width of the chair. So that can be done in either direction, and you can practice that as a training variation.